Welcome to Biology Made Easy. In today's lesson, we are discussing mammalian heartbeat, also known as cardiac cycle. This lesson is going to be broken into 3 parts. The first part, which we'll do right now, we'll look at a very fast overview of heartbeat. In our next lesson, we will look at why the heart beats or why the heart contracts and relaxes, comparing it with skeletal muscles and smooth muscles. Then in our third lesson, part 3, we will look at detailed sequences involved in one heartbeat. Welcome. In this lesson, we will look at an overview of the heartbeat. The heart has all these structures which we discuss the structure and the functions of each of these structures we discussed in our previous lesson on the structure and functions of the heart. Please check. Now, one heartbeat involves the relaxation of the whole heart and contractions of the heart. Now, the relaxation of the whole heart is known as diastole. So this diagram illustrates the state of diastole, where the whole heart muscle relaxes. Atrioventricular valves, the bicuspid and tricuspid, you see the valves open, and aortic valve and pulmonary valve, they close to prevent blood flowing out, and then the result is blood fills the heart, much of it in the atria and some trickles into the ventricles. Then after diastole, we have systole. After the whole heart has relaxed, blood filled in, then you have contraction of the atria. The 2 atria contracts. The right atrium contracts slightly early than the left atrium, but it looks like the 2 atria contrast together, but it's like so the atria contracts and blood flows into the ventricles. And what happens to the valves? We have here the atrioventricular valves are open, aortic valve closed, pulmonary valve closed. So blood flows in here. That is atria systole. The effect, blood flows this way. Then after the atria has contracted, we come here, we have the ventricles contracting. And so we have ventricular systole. Diastole is relaxation of the heart. Systole is contraction of the heart. So when the 2 ventricles contract together, blood flows out of the heart from the left ventricle through the aorta and the right ventricle through the pulmonary artery to the lungs, the aorta to all parts of the body. And during ventricular contraction, what happens to the valves? The atrioventricular valves close, the aortic valve, pulmonary valves open. So this sequence is one heartbeat. We also want to say that when the atria contracts, that's these 2 contracts, it takes about 0.1 second before the ventricles will contract. So when the atria contracts, there's a small gap of time before the ventricles contract. And we'll discuss why that happens later. Also to be noted is that ventricular contraction lasts about 0.3 seconds, and then one heartbeat, diastole, atria systole, ventricular systole, that's one heartbeat, lasts 0.8 seconds. One heartbeat is made up of diastole, where the whole heart relaxes, then the atria contracts, then the ventricles contract. So it's like one heartbeat is like quiet, boom, boom. That's one heartbeat. So what makes the heart beat rhythmically is the sinoatrial node. This is a node made up of muscle and a few nerve fibers, as we talked about previous lesson. The sinoatrial node, which is also the pacemaker, is contracting and relaxing all the time. It's heart muscle. And so this sinoatrial node, also known as a pacemaker, controls the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the whole heart, so that we have diastole, quiet, then boom, then boom. That's one heartbeat. The sinoatrial node. There's this also atrioventricular node, which causes the ventricles to also contract. We'll look at the detail in our next two lessons. Now, the mammalian heart beats between 60 to 100 beats in an adult resting every minute. So the heart rate or heartbeat for a normal resting adult is this. The heartbeat changes, the rate changes depending upon the state of the body. If the body is active, if the body goes under stress, danger or excitement, the rate increases. Now, when there is stress or danger or excitement, the heartbeat increases. You see, we've quoted that for a normal resting adult or for a normal resting youth like this. But when it changes, depending upon the state of the body. So for instance, during times of stress or danger or excitement, the heart beats faster, and so this rate changes. Why the heart beats faster is that during exercises or stress, carbon dioxide concentration will increase in the blood, oxygen concentration will decrease in the blood, and this part of the brain, medulla oblongata, will sense it and so send nervous impulses to the lungs and to the heart. The rate of respiration will increase and the heartbeat will also increase because the medulla oblongata will send signals and affect this one, sinoatrial node, the pacemaker, and cause the pacemaker to work faster to pump blood to the body because carbon dioxide concentration will increase blood and breathing rates will increase and to get more oxygen into the blood. So medulla oblongata is one. Then there's also another structure. This one is the adrenal gland, hormonal gland, which is sitting on top of the kidney. This adrenal gland will produce the hormone adrenaline into the blood, and the adrenaline also has effects on causing the sinoatrial node to contract and relax fast so that heartbeat will increase more than the normal resting heartbeat. This is a short overview of heartbeat or cardiac cycle. In part 2 of heartbeat, we will look at the heart muscle. What is it that causes the heart to contract and relax? Comparing it with skeletal and smooth muscles. So we'll meet in our next lesson. Bye-bye.